Hello everyone, TLSG here. Tonight we had one of the most impactful cards released into Marvel Snap, at least in my opinion, for a very long time. I put it right up there with maybe High Evolutionary. This, I think, will revolutionize Destroy decks, giving you much more consistent ways to ramp out some really absurd power. And I think over time we'll find some really sneaky ways to use this in a discard deck, in a Destroy discard hybrid, and just using it as a way to ramp into an early Sarah or an early Wong can do some really crazy things for your potential play lines. But I think Destroy is where it's going to be most naturally at home and feel the best. And so today we are going to be using this in a really straightforward Destroy package with a little bit of spice. And so this one, I feel like, has two high roll possibilities. The first one, of course, being Deadpool. The second one being X-23. If you get X-23, you're pretty much going to be getting through your entire hand every single game. That includes your Arnim Zola, that includes your Null, and so you have the option to use your Null and then follow it up on turn 6 with an Arnim Zola. You get a very cheap death in the process, your Null absolutely goes crazy, and then even if not, you have a lot of destructions of your Deadpool, you get a pretty decent sized Venom. You just have so much flexibility in how many ways you can play your cards out, especially with just a little bit of extra energy. You can use your cards much more efficiently every single turn, no matter what you draw into. And so we're going to be jumping straight into a couple of games. I hope that you guys enjoy this. We just passed 38,000 subscribers, so thank you guys for the continued support. This month has been absolutely phenomenal. We are on track to hit 40,000 very, very soon. So if you guys are watching and not currently subscribed, help us hit that next major channel milestone of 40,000. I appreciate having you guys here. I appreciate seeing the community grow. We're going to jump into a couple of games. Thank you guys for being here. I hope you guys enjoy. We're going to make them move Silk. We're going to do Death in the left, we're going to do Deadpool, and we're going to do Killmonger here. We're going to try and place Killmonger into Danger Room, and then we'll see. If they have Wave, we can only do one card on the last turn. That's fine. So the Kitty Pryde, no, the Kitty Pryde wouldn't make sense in the Wave version. So Jeff does unfortunately bounce their Silk straight back to the Craven lane. Mine always bounces all over the place. We do destroy their Kitty Pryde though, so we get a little bit of pride in that fact. We are going to be able to do both Deadpool and a Null on this final turn, and so the 22 power Null is going to be a force to be reckoned with here. Let's do Null, let's do Deadpool. If they have a Shang-Chi, that's a tough lane here, because it'll go up to 8 for them. Ours will go down to 7. But Silk bounces out of this lane, potentially gives them the win here. I don't know. We're going to go Deadpool left. They're going to have to get some very big power here. The Null in the right lane is massive. Silk bounces into mid. That's not going to be enough to win that location. The Shang-Chi in the left lane is going to be fine because they moved the Jeff out. We have the Deadpool keeping us secure there. That is a massive 33 power in the Bifrost after the Shang-Chi comes down. We are going to win Danger Room. We are going to win the Bifrost. And we are going to... Let's go. The X-23 came in so handy to get that extra energy going every single turn, to use every single card that we drew into. All right. Next up, we have David 3000s. The first location is a Teal'c. Unfortunate, but it's fine. We do get Deadpool off the jump, which is beautiful. Always great whenever you see that come down, as long as we're not going to accidentally send it back into our hand. Let's go Bucky Barnes into Hala. We probably end up winning that location, but just in case they have an Armor or a Cosmo. And I'm kind of hesitant to destroy the Deadpool since we will be sending it back into our deck. Let's go ahead and we're going to play Yondu now. Yondu and X-23. I don't know that it matters where we play them, but we're going to be sending in less cards than we pull out, so we're actually thinning our deck as long as a Teal'c goes off. If it doesn't, then we have a big Killmonger setup. They do the Killmonger for us. Okay, that's fine. We're going to send the same amount of cards in as we pull out. We already have a really big Null, really big Null. We ended up destroying... I don't know what we destroyed with our... I don't know what we ended up destroying. Okay, let's get the extra energy. We are going to destroy this lane. We have the Null on 6 into the Arnim... or the Null on 5 into the Arnim Zola on 6. Beautiful line. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, David. I shouldn't have snapped on you. This is a ladder. and snapping just feels like mean, especially post-infinite. Like, we have a really good line here. I think we're really, really well off. But we'll see. Whoa, the Enchantress hitting the loot cage is unfortunate. We know that they now have an Enchantress in their deck, so we have to be very cautious of that. But a Null in the left lane on turn 5 is wild. Into an Arnim Zola on 6, pushing it here, bypassing the Quantum Realm in the right. Now, they could have a heads-up read and win that way. But I do like the mind games that this presents. So even though this was not a Deadpool high roll, it doesn't need to be. Being able to destroy X-23 a couple of times, along with a few other cards, can give you a very decent null. You get a lot of extra energy, and just, it's so much fun. Quantum Realm here is crazy with the Legion play. Whoa, okay. I mean, Deadpool doesn't get his base reduced. So I almost want to do Deadpool over here. Do Enchantress and then something else. I don't know. I like the Arnim Zola line. There's no way that we can pass up an Arnim Zola line. So that is what we're going to go with. Like, there are other ways to win, because Deadpool's base is already 2, and he got destroyed, or his base is 1, so it would go up by 1. They played 2 cards. Did they have a good insight in the left lane? Hopefully not. No, the Shang-Chi. Oh, so beautiful. Okay. We should... Oh, man. Oh, no. We were safe in the left. They had the Shang-Chi. They had the Enchantress, too. But they chose Shang-Chi just to add salt. David, well played. We definitely won the middle location, though. All right. Next up, we have Dreams of Memes. We do have Yondu in our starting hand. We don't have either of our high roll cards. And so I think X-23 complements Deadpool very, very well here. And so Deadpool, we all know, is a very big snowball card. X-23, I think, enables a big snowball as well. So we hit their Mr. Sinister. We got their Patriot. Let's go ahead and do Bucky Barnes in the right lane. And then we'll see. We have Deathlock for that Destroy trigger, but we don't have our high roll. We don't have our high roll cards yet. Yet is the keyword. Whoa, so they don't have a turn 2, I guess? Project Pegasus is beautiful here. So if we do this, that's going to give us, so 4, 5, 6. We can do Null on turn 4. It's so wild. I would snap here because we have so much extra energy now. No! No, let the X-20... We didn't snap on you. We were being respectful. We weren't going to snap on you. Oh, no. Okay, well. All right, so we have a beautiful starting hand. I could not think of a better starting hand other than having a few other destroy triggers. Now, actually, I guess we could. It's not... The only reason it's not fantastic is because we only have 1 destroy trigger. We don't have a lot of extra reach, honestly, because we can burn through some of these cards pretty quickly. Oh my gosh. The Deadpool getting hit by the Icebox, the Iceman hitting our Deathlock. Super unfortunate. Let's go X-23. We probably aren't going to lean into Deadpool this turn. I was getting a little too cocky, saying that this was going to be too easy. It was going to be too much of a high roll. And then, of course, we get slammed down with that monstrosity. It's not a big Venom, fortunately. But it does give us 1 extra energy. X-23 will bounce somewhere, probably then getting pulled back into Great Web. I guess potentially. Okay, no, it just stacks into Great Web. That's fine. So they do have Angela, Kitty Pryde. They play both. The Iceman, super unfortunate here. The Null turn, we could play Null next turn, but we have to sacrifice our Venom to do so, which actually is fine, right? It all comes back to us in the end in Null. In Null, we trust. New York in the left lane will allow us to maybe move Null over into an Arnim Zola line, is what we're probably hoping for at this point. Probably the best thing we can hope for at this point. They do pull X-23 back over, it's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. Their Iceman does pull over, so besides the Kitty Pryde, they're capped out in the right lane. All right, let's go ahead and do... Let's do the Null. Do this dang thing. Big Null. About it. That's about all you got. Getting a death next turn could be nice. Getting an Arnim Zola would be really nice. That would bring our Null from 16 to 32. It's nice having just that small little minuscule ramp to be able to get Null out early into a potential Arnim Zola. Now you are very susceptible to Killmonger, to Enchantress, so you have to play accordingly. But if the opponent doesn't have one, or if you're able to dodge them, beautiful, beautiful results. All right, Kitty Pryde and Hulkbuster making a massive Kitty Pryde in the process. They're going to go Kitty Pryde and Taskmaster on this last turn, bringing up 22 power on the final turn. Death is okay, right? We're going to do this. Actually, let's do this. We're going to be fighting for every lane except for Great Web here. X-23 can, of course, bounce somewhere. Oh, they were fighting for New York. Ooh. Okay, scary. Great Web is going to do some treacherous... why'd X-23 have to go back to Great Web? This is scary. They do have us in the left lane. We currently have them in mid right now. Depending on what gets pulled in Great Web, we're fine. Okay. So had it been anything bigger, we would have won New York. Had it been... I'm glad that was theirs and not ours. As long as it wasn't death, though, we were perfectly fine. We will grab the win. X-23 gave us just that little bit of extra reach to get Null out before we had our additional resources. And so even though Iceman and Icebox greatly hurt us, we were able to manage with the 1 extra energy. Does a lot sometimes. All right, so next up we have Overture Agent. The first location being Daily Bugle. We get there Craven. We don't have Deadpool, X-23, our high roll pieces, unfortunately, but we do have a lot of usable cards here. Let's go with Bucky Barnes to start. Bucky Barnes, next turn we can do Yondu plus Carnage to get quite a bit of value in that left lane. And the more cards we get over into that lane, the more protected from us moving cards into that location from like Polaris or from like a Spider-Man we will be. So let's go ahead and go this route. We're still looking for the extra energy from X-23 or Deadpool. If not, this deck can still do perfectly fine at just destroying enough cards to get death on the board, get a really cheap death, maybe a death into Arnim Zola, maybe a death into Null, which can be very impactful by itself. They do get Silk down. So we go Yondu, it hits their Nightcrawler, not huge, but it is better than 0. So the left lane, we have 12 power. We're going to want some pretty decent pressure there. On it, actually, I hadn't thought about it before, but we might as well do Craven in the left lane. That's going to hurt our usage of Deadpool, but it's fine. We can take the hit for 1 turn to get the benefit from Craven. Silk bounces over, Captain Marvel bounces over. We're just going to get pure value, and so they won't be able to get any additional reach in the Daily Bugle that they would typically want. Deadpool into Venom. Yeah. Deadpool into Venom is going to be our 3, 6. Yeah, it's 1 extra power. Here, depending on where Wolverine bounces to, we have the Deathlock into Killmonger next turn, or the Deathlock into a Deadpool. But we've only destroyed a handful of cards. If we get Death, we can absolutely use it. I don't know if it would be worthwhile to use a Null if we draw into it, but we'll see. Okay, so Vision. All right, Vision, and then Silk bounces into mid for now, and then back over into Machine World. That Silk does not want to go into the Daily Bugle. It is refusing. Our Wolverine bounces back into Titan as well, so we get a decent amount of power here. We do get Death. So, we have Initiative. They have a Shang-Chi. But if they use it, that's not great here. So let's go death into... death into Killmonger. Why not? I don't think they can overpower us. The Shang-Chi's not going to do it. I guess unless they did a really well-placed vision. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, vision into Titan is actually kind of scary here. Ooh. Okay, so we do... Okay. Silk has not solidified its place yet. The Angela in the right lane is fine so far. Silk in the left lane is also fine, because we tie here. Captain Marvel can't move unless it wants to lose this lane. They do have the Killmonger hoping... I guess it's from our Daily Bugle, so... Captain Marvel moves over into the right to win that one, but it loses Titan in the process. So instead of a tie, it goes for a win. We will grab home the win. No Deadpool, very little Deadpool usage, very little X-23 usage, but we're still able to find a way to put out very consistent power. All right, next up we have the all-knowing turtle. We get our X-23. Null in the Onslaught Citadel is massive. We don't have a way to destroy X-23 yet, so I am a little bit scared to go ahead and just loft it on the board. But at 2 power, even if it doesn't get destroyed, that's on par for normal 1 costs. Let's go ahead and throw the Wolverine as well. Yeah, okay. We at least get Killmonger off 1 time, so we'll get the extra energy at... Oh my goodness. They lose their Silver Surfer. We lose the massive behemoth that is Null. You know, we're just going to do Deadpool here. We're going to do Deadpool and see. We could get extra energy. I don't think there's a reason to. Storm into Atlantis. Silver Surfer, do they have Juggernaut? Juggernaut could be kind of scary unless we did something like, I don't know, Deathlock and it bounced Wolverine and X-23 over there. Could be kind of cool. We should have a very cheap death by the end of this because we'll be able to do both our Deadpool and Killmonger next turn. So we'll get another 2 destructions on top of this 3, bringing death down to 2 very, very easily. Even if we don't get anything bigger that we draw into next turn. If we get something like Venom or Carnage, then we can use that to naturally destroy X-23 once and then Killmonger to destroy it again, which is amazing. Amazing possibilities with this card and being able to use all of your resources. And maybe even too much so to a degree. Wolverine does bounce into the flooded lane. So if they go, oh, Dakin is big. They could have a Killmonger that they save for the end of the game. Ooh, we do get Carnage. But is it worth it to do this? This, unfortunately, does destroy our Deathlock. But it allows us to have a 1-cost death. I don't know. I don't know if it's worth it. I am going to stick this one out. We should probably lose the flooded lane. We'll see. We'll see how it turns out. We have the massive X-23 destruction, the Killmonger destroying X-23 a second time in the same round. So we are going to have 8 energy going into this last turn. They have Sarah, which is very, very scary, especially with us having an initiative. We're going to stick it out. This is only ladder, and we're post-infinite. Arnim Zola could either hit death, decent reach here, decent reach here. Could hit Carnage, which could destroy the Wolverine. It gives us a decent lane here, depending on where Wolverine bounces to. It could also destroy it once again and then bounce over here. I don't know which one is more advantageous. And so I guess a death would probably be the most ideal. The other one is just kind of chaotic and kind of fun. But all of this enabled by the reach of X-23. Being able to do Death, Deadpool, and Arnim Zola. When Death was not free, Deadpool was one. All courtesy of X-23 to give us some kind of cool, unique ways to potentially find that winning avenue. Okay, a lot of cards in the left. Arnim Zola, Moment of Truth, hits the Carnage. And so here we go to the crazy casino. Where does Wolverine bounce? I'm hoping to the right and then back into middle. It does go to the right. X-23 does go to the left, so if they use a Killmonger, that still could move. Wolverine does go back into middle, and so I think we should have the lead there, maybe. Ooh, they could do a Wong, though, right? Ooh, Spider-Man is wild here. Spider-Man pulls our death. We definitely have the flooded lane locked in. I am now worried about the right lane. X-23 bouncing into Sokovia would be the best thing possible. No, it stays in the left lane, unfortunately. Silver Surfer, maybe? No, Miles. We are very, very well off here. That was a crazy just last turn play. So many functions going off, but we were able to hold that one down. X-23 really shines in this list, and I'm having a blast with it. We are going to go ahead and end the video after that one. I hope that you guys enjoyed this. If you did, make sure to give it a like and a comment down below. And as always, this has been TLSG. Later, guys.